It's 3 a.m. You're finally about to fall asleep. And then, out of nowhere, your brain goes, "Hey, remember that thing you said 7 years ago?" And suddenly you're wide awake, cringing in the dark. Why does it do that? Here's the strange part. Your brain isn't broken. It's not being cruel for fun. It's running a program that kept your ancestors alive. And tonight, it's pointed straight at the memory of you waving back at someone who wasn't waving at you. Your brain doesn't store every memory the same way. Most of your day just dissolves. What you ate for lunch last Tuesday? Gone. But that time you called your teacher Mum in 4th grade? Crystal clear, in full HD, a decade later. The difference is emotion. When something makes you feel, especially something intense, a small almond-shaped part of your brain called the amygdala lights up. And it does one specific thing. It tags that memory as important. Think of the amygdala as a highlighter. Boring memory? No highlight. It fades. But an embarrassing memory? Bright yellow, underlined, 3 exclamation marks. Your brain files it under, "Do not forget this, it might matter for survival." And it's not just a metaphor. In that moment of embarrassment, your body floods with stress hormones. Adrenaline, cortisol. Those chemicals physically strengthen the memory as it's being stored. The more mortified you felt, the deeper it gets carved in. But why embarrassment specifically? Why not, say, stubbing your toe? Because for most of human history, your survival depended on one thing: not getting kicked out of the group. Alone in the wild you died, in the group you lived. So your brain evolved to treat social mistakes as life or death threats. Saying something stupid in front of the tribe could mean rejection, and rejection could mean death. Your brain still runs that ancient software, even though the worst that happens now is someone forgets about it in 9 seconds. Okay, so embarrassing memories get burned in deep. That explains why you remember them. But it doesn't explain the timing. Why do they ambush you at 3 a.m. specifically and never at 3 in the afternoon? During the day, your mind is busy. Emails, traffic, that podcast, your to-do list. There's a constant wall of noise between you and your own thoughts. But at night, the noise stops. The distractions are gone, and your brain finally has room to wander. When you're not focused on a task, your brain switches into something called the default mode network. It's the mind-wandering mode. And left to wander, the mind doesn't drift toward happy things. It drifts toward unfinished business, unresolved things, threats. This is the negativity bias. Your brain is roughly 5 times more sensitive to bad experiences than good ones. So when it goes looking through the archive at night, it doesn't pull up the compliment you got, it pulls up the cringe. Every single time. And here's where it gets almost cruel. It's not just that you remember the moment, you re-feel it. Your face gets hot, your stomach drops, you physically cringe, alone, in the dark, reacting to something that happened years ago and that literally no one else remembers. There's a reason these specific memories keep coming back. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hangs on to unfinished tasks far more tightly than finished ones. An embarrassing moment feels unfinished, unresolved, like a door left open. So your brain keeps dragging it back into the spotlight, trying to solve it, to fix it, to find the perfect thing you should have said. But you can't fix the past, so the loop never closes. And an open loop to your brain means keep replaying. But here's the twist nobody tells you. Every time you replay that memory to deal with it, you're not resolving it, you're rehearsing it. And rehearsal is exactly how your brain decides something is important enough to keep. Each time you recall a memory, it briefly becomes editable before it gets stored again. A process called reconsolidation. So replaying your cringe at 3 a.m. doesn't shrink it, it resaves it, a little stronger, a little more accessible. You're literally practicing the memory you're trying to forget. And the whole thing is built on a lie your brain tells you. That everyone noticed. It's called the spotlight effect. We drastically overestimate how much other people pay attention to us. That thing you're still cringing about? The other person forgot it the same day. Probably within minutes. Studies show this again and again. In one, people wore an embarrassing shirt into a room and were sure everyone noticed. Almost no one did, because everyone else was busy doing the exact same thing you're doing at 3 a.m., replaying their own cringe, not yours. So how do you actually break the loop? You can't delete the memory, but you can change what your brain does with it. And it starts with the counterintuitive move. Stop trying to push it away, because suppression backfires. Tell yourself don't think about the cringe, and you've just thought about the cringe. The harder you shove it down, the more your brain flags it as important. The way out isn't resistance. It's diffusing the charge. One approach with real research behind it: reframe the memory as a lesson instead of a verdict. Not I'm an idiot, but that's how I learned not to do that. When you write the memory down as a learning experience, studies show it becomes measurably less intrusive. You close the loop by finishing this. And the biggest reframe of all is this. The fact that you cringe means you have a working social brain. People who feel zero embarrassment aren't free. They're usually the ones nobody wants around. Your cringe is proof you care how you treat people. That's not a bug. That's the whole point. So the next time it's 3 a.m. and your brain cues up the highlight reel of your worst moments, remember what's actually happening. It's not punishment. It's an overprotective survival system, running ancient software, using a highlighter that's a little too enthusiastic, in a room that finally got quiet enough to hear it. You're not broken. You're not the only one still awake, cringing in the dark. You're just human, with a brain that cared so much about keeping you safe that it never learned when to stop. And now that you know the trick it's playing, it has a little less power over you. If your brain replayed even one memory while watching this, you're exactly who this channel is for. I'm Arthur. Sleep well. Try.